Dun, 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 dun. Beware of the blob, it creeps and creeps and rides and slides across the floor. And something else, and I don't know the words that Bert Bacharach and Mac David wrote, or whatever his name is. Anyway, somebody, not Mac David, or not Hal David either. I don't know, not Bacharach David. I don't know. The hits were later. Anyway, hello there. Welcome to Criterion Collection Reviews with Nate Jackson, your Criterion Collection reviewer guy person. And we have today number 91. The Blob. This one I'm a little familiar with because my mom showed me the title sequence a long time ago because she thought it was just so corny. And, you know, she kind of enjoyed it, and I was trying to get her to do the review with me today, but nah. This is still going solo, but, you know, in the future I will hopefully have some kind of special guests, you know, hopefully some special reviewer guys, peoples. So anyway, what do we say about Irving S. Yeworth Jr.'s The Blob? Well, it's Steve McQueen starring, first role. 1958, 82 minutes. It's weird, it's bizarre, it's creepy, it's kooky, it's altogether ooky, but not like the traditional Japanese ghost stories that we saw yesterday. It's a 50s horror movie, so you know it's weird, it's cheesy, it's almost B-movie, but it does its job, you know, for what it is. Basically, it's about a teen named Steve Andrews, not Steve McQueen, and his girlfriend Jane. And they're kissing, and they see this meteorite fall. They think it's just a shooting star, but it's actually a meteorite that falls. And this old man finds it, and out pops this little blob, this little like gelatin-looking red thing. And he tries to touch it, and it grabs onto his hand, and he can't find it, so he runs around, and Steve and Jane almost run him over, and they end up going, and so they pick him up and they take him to the doctor, and the doctor tries to take care of him, but after, you know, doing some analysis, they turn their back on him, and the blob is slowly inching up his arm and eating him alive. And then he's totally submerged in this blob, and they escape, and the blob gets bigger and bigger, and other stuff happens. And then there's this scene where Steve and Jane race these teens, and they go backwards, and yeah, it's kind of stupid. I had to keep singing that theme song, like, during those scenes to remind myself what the hell I was watching. Beware of the blob, it creeps. And we sing, it's like, alright, man, you know, we can race backwards. And then the cop stops them for like 5 minutes, and they talk, and he's like, you know, what were you guys, so you guys were racing backwards, huh? Beware of the blob, it creeps. It creeps. I was like, oh god, come on, let's get to the monster. But like I said, you know, you gotta throw in these stupid little scenes before the monster really takes over and all that. So, you know, it's suspense, if you will, but it's the lamest suspense. There's a whole thing about the police playing chess, and, like, the police apparently all upset because one of the officers fought in the war, and they were jealous of him, and I'm like, what? What does this have to do with anything? Come on now. So, yeah, basically, it's just like, you're just waiting for something. And then finally the blob, you know, starts taking over the movie theater, and eventually takes over the diner, and it's really creepy, and you'll never guess how they stop it. With CO2. The blob doesn't like cold. Spoiler alert. Yeah, this one we will spoil because, you know, you probably, I mean, if you're intelligent, you've probably already seen it. Unlike, you know, I mean, I don't expect you to see Qui-Gon or anything like that. But the blob, you know, it's like, the blob. I know you like your horror films. So you know about the blob. You know how weird it is, how cheesy it is. Jane's little brother, Danny, who's like, I'm not afraid. He just starts shooting the blob with his little pop gun. You gotta love that kid, even though he's got the most annoying voice. But yeah, so that's basically it. And in the end, of course, is kind of an open-ended happy ending where they ship the blob off to the Arctic, and it's like, so long as the Arctic doesn't thaw out, then we'll be okay, which means that, you know, with all the global warming that's been happening in the last 56 years plus since the movie was made. You know, I think the Blob's coming back for us. Oh shit. Anyway, what do we give this? What do we give the Blob? I mean, it's cheesy, it's corny, it does its trick, and you know, I mean, back in the 50s, it was pretty cool. It's, you know, it's got a good level of special effects. What can you say? It's basically gotta give it B plus. I give it A minus. Just some of the scenes that were slow were really slow, but you know, apart from that, pretty good one. A minus. And that theme. I mean, and I want to give. I'm not giving an A minus because of the theme, because the theme is just so unlike the rest of the movie. Beware of the blob, it creeps, it leaps, it rides, it slides across the floor. Burt Bacharach, good God. I mean, this is the guy who wrote The Look of Love, and God, what else? And You Know the Way to San Jose, and like, good God. But no, before all that, there was Beware of the Blob. I'm done singing. Anyway, A minus, pretty good one. Knock it out the park. Good. I'd grab it. I might grab it for the sale. Well, maybe next. Not this sale, but next. If they do it in November, I'll probably might get it. Anyway, Blob, A minus. Woo. Anyway, now as mentioned before, we got a double feature today. In probably around 2 o'clock, you'll see me again with You Without a Face, In Without a Face. The creeps. They continue, the creeps. So that's it from me from now, though. Thanks for watching, and we will see you later today for Fiend Without a Face. That is if the Blob doesn't catch you. The blah blah blah.